Greetings, Banff Warriors. Greetings. Greg is back, so are you. Welcome to the Results Kill Excuses channel. I'm here to bring you another life lesson expressed through the 13 years of healing, of sobriety that I've put myself through. I chose life. I chose sobriety. I chose to figure some shit out about myself. And ultimately, what it took for me to really figure myself out was first to clear my mind, chemical dependencies, chemical distortions. And second, it was asking for some help. Yes, that means some therapy of all types of therapies. I've tried all the therapies. And I don't regret any of them. I regret no therapies. Even when there was times that I felt like I was spinning my wheels, maybe the therapist and me weren't on the same page, or I just didn't feel that chemistry or that connection, I knew that the guiding light for me along this journey, maybe this is where you find yourself right now, was saying I wanted to trust myself. And I knew I had to get to the depths of who I was. And I had to understand more than what I had figured out about myself. I had to truly understand how my life experiences, mostly through adolescence, through childhood, the traumatic experiences, I had to get past the present, past the recent history of bad things, and I had to get way deeper. And that's probably the scariest thing for most people. We become so disassociated with who we are. Is that where you're at right now? Are you frustrated? Are you afraid of who you were? And have you told yourself, have you made a covenant with yourself about yourself, saying, I'm never going to let myself be in that situation again? And usually it's pointing back to a very vulnerable place through childhood, a place that we may have been abused, we may have been neglected. And that's some heavy duty stuff. There's a lot of shame around it. I catch myself every once in a while watching these sting operations with the child predators. And it makes my blood boil, man. I mean, part of me I have compassion over the whole circumstance. But it does make my blood boil, knowing that there are adults out there, men and women, that feel inside it's wrong, but yet can still pursue some kind of a connection with children. And in my heart of hearts, I know that, the ones that get kind of caught with the whole camera crew and stuff, it's probably just such a tiny percentage of what's really going on out there in this world. And yet, what is the topic that gets you going? Is it politics? Is it religion? What social issues kind of get your blood boiling? For me, it's that childhood stuff, because when we're children, I now realize what's really going on. When we're born into this world, we're open-hearted, open energetic. And the thing about this entirety of the experience that I've had along my healing journey is realizing that what I needed to heal was really a reparenting of the relationship that I, as an adult, as a super dad, and this is something that you're going to need to do as a super dad or a super mom with your inner child, to step up and to create a relationship, a intentional relationship with your inner child. Not just like, for some of you, this may sound dumb. But then as you continue going on through life, feeling frustrated, not being able to really see the patterns that are going on, getting so caught up in the now and not realizing that there's a sequence of events throughout the course of your life that are usually pointing you towards a lesson at the soul level. Like once you really start to create awareness for yourself and disconnect from the emotional outrage, frustration, you can see that there's a pattern. And yet I say this a lot, because children, it's like this whole experience that you're having as an adult, your experience, your reality, right here, right now, as you hear the words coming out of my mouth, from my soul to your soul, has been completely shaped by whatever it is that you, yes, you experienced in your childhood. That's where the seeds of mistrust, that's where the seeds of manipulation, that's where the seeds of fear and doubt and guilt and shame and pain and suffering and grief and anger and fear, pride, all of that happens in our childhood. And yet I ask you, as I've asked many others, if you had one choice, and here's your options. You could save 1 million children from ever having to experience any kind of abuse. Yes, you could save 1 million children. 1 million children. These innocent little children from ever experiencing any kind of abuse. Or you become the highest version of yourself. The highest version of yourself. Not who you are right now. Not who you were last year, 10 years ago. I'm talking about the total fulfillment of everything that you possess within you, being unleashed energetically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically. You becoming the highest version of what you were put on this earth to do. What are you choosing? What's your choice? It's tough, ain't it? For a lot of people. I've asked many hundreds of people this question, and it's a tough one, ain't it? You feel tugged, right? You're like, oh man, I don't know. How do I not save the kids? And the wounded version of myself, that's what I would go for. Now there's a hint there. If you're leaning towards saving 1 million children, it's because you identify as even if at the subconscious level, you're identifying as a wounded child. And when you really think about it, saving 1 million children doesn't fix the problems of this world. You becoming the highest version of who you could truly be can absolutely elevate and change this world for the better. And the more people that hear this message and start putting in the effort and the intention to heal your trauma, to heal the things that harmed you. The better and better, the more loving, the more harmonious this world will become. But it's hard to believe that, especially if what you see are dark times. I see difficult times, I see challenging times, but in that, I see an opportunity for you, for me, for everyone out there to start really looking in the mirror, looking for the answers within. I know we want someone to give us the answers without. I know we want to run to this place and that place and here and be told all the things to do. And maybe even showing up here is a part of that. Maybe you just stumbled upon this message. Maybe you've been listening to this message. But there you are, still going about the routine of your life, not willing to really make drastic changes. And yet, when you look out and assess the world around you, is it getting better or is it getting worse? What is your world becoming? A better world or is it becoming worse? Because what you are seeing is an absolute crystal clear reflection of what's going on within you. If you see a world falling into chaos and division and hatred and anger and spiraling out of control, guess what? It's hard to admit it. You think you're just the observer. But when it's felt, when you feel the world doing this, when watching and observing these things triggers and activates emotional response within your body, that is the indicator that you are creating that reality. You are a part of that projection. And again, there is a collective conscientiousness. There's multiple collective conscientiousness. There's conscientiousness of fear, doubt, guilt, shame. And there's conscientiousness of love, joy, peace, and light. And if you could choose, what would you choose? More fear, more doubt, more guilt, more shame, or more light, more love, more joy, more peace? What are you choosing? I know what I wake up and choose every single day. Now, does that mean that I feel that way? No. I have to have a routine. I have created a routine that helps me to be in alignment with the reality that I choose. I choose to stand in love, joy, peace, and light. To dwell in that. And from that, I'm able to move about this world in a more peaceful, harmonious, powerful way. Something that a lot of people don't realize is that when you choose to align yourself with your higher self, that is not weakness, because you're no longer a coward. See, when we are living in fear and guilt and shame and anger, we're afraid. That means we may not speak our truth. That means we may stay silent. And when we do speak, maybe it comes from a place of what? Fear, doubt, guilt, shame, anger. A blindness, an overwhelm, a frustration of what is happening all around you. But what is happening all around you, again, it's what's happening within you. And if you want to shift how you feel about yourself, and how you feel about the world. Right? This takes a coordinated, strategic, intentional, conscientious effort every single day. There's no days off. And that's where I've literally shifted my entire existence. I used to care major about social issues, political issues, sports and entertainment issues. And it's like, I don't really got time for that right now. I don't got time for that because I am so deeply curious and engaged with figuring out the depths of who I am and learning how to sit in the uncomfortable, to sit in the pain. And even though I've had some massive purges over the past 13 years on this journey, and by purges, I mean if I was carrying around a lot of insecurity, I kept getting deeper and deeper to the parts of me where that originated from. And that's what this experience is about. That's the self-discovery portion of this healing journey, this spiritual awakening. Is anything that activates you emotionally, highest to highs, lowest to lows. If you're tired of riding those emotional roller coasters, then I invite you to join me on this journey of self-discovery, self-improvement, self-development, self-awareness into self-mastery. Where do you start? Well, first, for me, I had to give up the chemical dependency. For me, it was alcohol, THC. For me, it was using excessive amounts of the most valuable resource that we have, which is my time, focusing on celebrating and getting frustrated with other people working. By that, I mean I was a fanatic. I was a huge sports fanatic. Countless hours of cheering and watching sports and just vegging out versus what? Figuring myself out. Because when I used to, as a wounded man, used to look out on this world and, celebrate and find places to identify successful athletes, entertainers, right? I would falsify my identity in them, my team, my quarterback, and create allegiances with these things. What I finally realized after getting sober, asking for help, doing some therapy, what I started to realize is that, that stuff's great. And I love the competition. However, I wanted to see who I could become if I invested the amount of time and commitment that many of these athletes invest in their craft. See, instead of sitting there and celebrating them, and the same is true with watching real people play games or you sitting there in the virtual world playing games. It's literally just trying to create distractions for yourself, because at the end of the day, we don't like ourselves. We don't know how to fix ourselves. And that's what leaves a lot of people feeling hopeless and helpless and just kind of having a sense of giving up. And then you turn on any news and all you see is chaos. It's like there's just more fuel for the fire to just throw in the towel. And I'm telling you, don't throw in the towel. Use that motherfucker to wipe your face off. To get back up, to dust off, and to keep going. And if you haven't even started going, I'm here to share something with you. It's an incredible resource. Check out the link down below, The Results Kill Excuses, 1% Better Everyday Journal. Well, what's that? How's that gonna help me change my life? Well, it's a pretty powerful system that's packed into 91 days. And it starts with you setting monthly, weekly, and daily goals for 91 days. It also starts with you starting each and every day with an attitude of gratitude. Saying some gratitude mantras. Filling in areas, things that you can be grateful for. But it also is an opportunity for you to hold yourself accountable and have a clear and honest dialogue with yourself to reflect. To say, hey, you know, when you think about yesterday, when you think about last week, last month, you know, what are some things that you did right? What are some things you could do better? It feels like so many people are so afraid to assess themselves with honesty. We're just bullshitting ourselves. And I used to be the master of that. Until finally it caught up with me to a point where I hit the rock bottom so freaking hard that I don't think I had any other options. I needed to get my shit together. And I knew it started with breaking up with my addictions, asking for some help to try and figure some things out. And I feel like I figured enough things out that I can now turn back to help other people that are ready to start figuring some things out for themselves as well. And if that is you, please check out the link down in the description box down below. 1% Better Everyday Journal, Volume 1 and Volume 2 are out. And I hate to break it to you. Well, I don't hate to break it to you. I need to break it to you. Depending on when you're hearing this message, we're coming down to the final stretch of 2025. And, you know, so many people, it's like, we just, like, in this area, in this timeline right now, it's like we've lost our motivation, our optimism, our hope on the year. And it's like it just kind of blew by, and now summer is coming to an end, and a new season's starting to emerge, which really is the arc of fall and winter. And a lot of people get into a state of melancholy, and the holidays can be so overwhelming, and just, you know, it's not the most optimistic time of the year. And if you're hearing this message, I just want to challenge you that if you were to get yourself a 1% Better Everyday Journal, Volume 1, you could lock in for the next 91 days, which would really just be October, November, December, which means that you wouldn't just mail in the end of the year. You wouldn't just come in for the coast and just kind of roll through to get to a new year so you can start the whole cycle again. New year, new me. This is finally it. It's like, it's a mindset. It's either it or it's not it. Today's the day or it's never the day. And you get to choose. But at least with a system like the 1% Better Everyday Journal, by you making that small investment, you're going to allow yourself the opportunity to hold yourself accountable in a way like never before. And if you do show up for the next 91 days, that means you're going to build some momentum and get some traction in your personal life to really hit next year with some speed and some momentum so that you can actually finally get to a place of breakthrough. No more wishing, no more waiting, no more wanting things to change. You're now making it happen. And I'm here to cheer for you. So please give yourself the opportunity to just check it out. And maybe if it's something you feel is worth your time and energy for the next 91 days for you to wake up every day and really lock in, I invite you to join the 1% Better Everyday journey by showing up for yourself and just knowing that the work is always there. And what work am I talking about? The healing work. This world, we need to heal. The way you heal is not magic tricks. I'm not going to lead you in a prayer. You can't just say a prayer and poof, all your problems are gone. No, it's like you got to really get to the heart, to the root of what are your pain points. And that takes a life review. That takes you having some clarity. And that takes a lot of strength. And if you're willing to join me on this journey, I guarantee you, this time next year, 1 year from now, not just 90 days, 1 year from now, your life will be drastically different. And it takes having a supportive community like here at Results Kill Excuses for us to continue building on that momentum, keeping our cups full. Because just like negativity can be contagious, we've all been around bad influences that just kind of hold us back and keep us down. And maybe you're the bad influencer. But if you were to have that shift and to become a positive role model of transformation and what is truly possible, you would be surprised at how inspiring you can become to those around you. Take me up on this challenge. I appreciate everyone that's been getting on here, listening to the messages. I love commenting and engaging with you. So please feel free to introduce yourself, share your story, share how this message is impacting your life. Share it, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one. Keep going. Don't give up. Don't stop. You know the drill. Results kill excuses, because if it was easy, it won't be worth it. Greg's out.